What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, coach of the Milwaukee Meta Champs, and welcome to the semifinals of the CMM Mudkip Division regular season, where this week we're going up against none other than our week 1 opponent of the league, Squeaks and the Craighead County Crawdons. However, while this is a rematch game, as it turns out, we've both since updated our teams with new threats. Whap! My opponent's team this time consists of Roaring Moon, an Iron Crown that can turn into a Steel Water or Fighting type, Hisuian Zoroark, Rotom Heat, Sylveon, Crawdon, Volcanion, Kilowattrel, Donphan, Chestnut, and finally a Toxicroak that can turn into a Poison, Flying, or Dark type. Now, while the only thing that really changed on my opponent's team are the Terra Caps and their typings, both Iron Crown losing the Fairy type and Toxicroak being the second Terra Captain over Crawdon are definitely changes that I'd prefer seeing for this game, even though the last time we fought I got swept by a Swords-Dancing Toxicroak that wasn't even a Terra Captain. However, this team is still extremely terrifying to take out, with a ton of extremely major threats that can be hard for me to counter. But in order to become champion of this league, I gotta get my revenge. So let's see what I'm bringing and why I'm bringing it. Flame Orb Terra Fighting Conkeldurr is here to claim lives alongside a Substitute Spectrier set meant to pick up free KOs and set up in front of my opponent's face. Combine that with the Sulfest Swampert, a Pokemon that I didn't have last time we fought, Unaware Clefable to prevent mons like Roaring Moon from getting out of hand, Terra Grass Flash Fire Colossal to help hopefully grab a couple surprise KOs, and finally a Deoxys Defense to hopefully doing what it does best, walling opponents, set up hazards, and easy chip damage. I think this team definitely has what it takes to win this game. Shout out to 2K Solid for suggesting Deoxys Defense, as I originally had Indeedee in this slot for Hisuian Zoroark. However, I didn't quite like Indeedee combined with the rest of this team, so I decided to take Kayson's advice and bring Deoxys instead. If you'd like a more detailed team breakdown, then consider checking out my Ko-fi page where you'll find 8-minute team breakdowns for all my battles, as well as receive access to battles early if you become a member. Any support you're able to give is always immensely appreciated. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and head into the battle. Alrighty, let's freaking do this, baby! I apologize in advance, I'm going to be more low-key because of the fact that I am still sick currently. I'm a lot worse than I thought I would be by this point, and that makes me a bit sad, but that's besides the point. Good luck with my opponent. I'm really freaking nervous. Let's freaking do this. Alright, so we're gonna see Moon, Zoro, Chestnut, Crown, Donphan, and Sylveon. Okay, so that's more or less. The only thing that surprises me a bit is the Chestnut. I am very glad not to see the Crawdon, the Volcanion. I'm very glad not to see that combo. Rotom not being here is also quite nice. And yeah, I do like Volga as a lead currently to immediately get off my Terra Grass. I think getting Terra Grass off as soon as possible is very nice here, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I will go ahead lead Volga. We can also tank anything that my opponent wants to throw at me, so that is what I'm going to do. The Chestnut is going to be there for the, whatchamacallit, the freaking Swampert. So I do have to keep that in mind for Swampert. I'm very glad I brought Deoxys now. For some reason it wouldn't let me nickname Deoxys, so it is what it is there. I could also just lead Deoxys, but I think that's too much of a scary lead. So I think this is what I'm going to do. I'm very nervous for this game, y'all, and yeah. Shout out to my opponent as well for being so patient with me genning in my mons, because I was not able to, like, even finish the team because I've been sick. I haven't been able to focus on it, and also work has been really stressful, so but yeah, so shout out to my opponent. Really freaking love that card, by the way. Good luck, have fun. Let's do this. Alright, so immediately off rip, we're going to see Drax, which is going to be Donphan. Okay, so they might predict a swap here. I think I just go Terra Grass, Terra Blast, right? Is that what I do here? Yeah, I think I'm going to Terra Grass, Terra Blast. Let's freaking do this. We could see Rocks here. That's fine. I'm okay with Rocks going up in this game. I want to Terra Blast. I did forget that I don't have Rapid Spin on this team, but that's okay. The Rocks shouldn't matter too much against my team, I don't think. We have Swampert and Conkeldurr, which resist. We have Boots on this thing, so we should be fine. We could see a swap into Roaring Moon as well, but this is an okay lead for me, honestly, because if they stay in, this thing is going to tank a ton of chip, and if they, which they do decide to stay in, actually. So we're going to see, they're probably going to try to set up Rocks here if I had to guess. They might not even set up Rocks. They might just go for an attack. We are going to reveal the Terra Grass this week, which is very nice for ya boy. We can also see if this is Zoroark or not, too, and get some intel on that. So we're going to see Swords Dance. Oh, wow. So they're just going straight for SD. Okay. So SD, I hope this isn't weakness policy. If this is weakness policy, then that could be a bit of a problem. But regardless, we're going to fire up Terra Blast here. Bada bing, bada boom. That does a lot of damage. And that's Zoroark. Oh, okay. So immediately Zoroark is on the... Okay, so this is interesting. Okay. Zoroark, Hisui, your Swords Dance, which is very interesting. If you're at +2 at this point, Poltergeist to 78 to 92%, it never KOs me. So I think Oh god, okay, this thing getting heavily chipped is phenomenal for the rest of my team. I really wish I wasn't Cassibberry on Deoxys now, but that's besides the point. I think here, what I do, do I just click Terra Blast again, or Power Gem? I could click either or, I could click Flamethrower here. Flamethrower is also a pretty free button click. Oh wow, okay, I was not expecting this. I could actually also go Pinky. Wait, yeah, is there a reason I don't go Pinky here? Poltergeist still does a chunk of damage to me. I guess that's why, but they'd also have to land it, and I do, let's see here. I need Pinky for Roaring Moon, so I think here I will just stay in and click Power Gem. Getting this thing nuked off rip was amazing. Also, I shouldn't have clicked Power Whip. I should have clicked Flamethrower here, so that was a bit of a throw on my part, but that's besides the point. Maybe Roaring Moon will come in here. We're gonna see Captain America. That's gonna be, I think that's Crown. That is going to be Chestnut, actually. Very interesting. Okay, so Chestnut is the switch here. We go for Power Gem. I should have clicked Flamethrower there. That's my bad. I wasn't thinking. We're also going to see lefties as well on this Mon. I guess now I could go Deoxys against this thing, right? I mean, Knockoff will do a chunk, but other than that, yeah, I think I can just go this Mon, right? I don't see why not. I'm going to go Deoxys. Zora getting chipped immediately off rip is phenomenal for me. I guess they were probably predicting a swap. They probably weren't predicting the Terra Grass on Colossal. So the fact that we were able to nuke that thing off rip is amazing for us. And yeah, now we'll know fully what the Zoroark is. So that's immediately a major threat off the table. So I was wondering if they were going to lead the Zoroark. That came to mind because I didn't bring in DD this game, but yeah, I'm okay with this. We're going to see the double, actually. Very interesting. We're going to see Scarlet Witch come on the field, which is going to be the Sylveon, actually. Okay, so Sylveon hits the field. I mean, I think I'm still okay with this. I could go for Nightshade. I could go for Psychic Noise. I could go for Rocks. I could do a lot of things here. I think what I'm going to do, if they're wanting to continually swap out, I think I'm going to set up my Rocks here because I am a Spadef set. So we are going to see that they stay in. I go for Rocks here. We outspeed naturally, which is good to know. Let's see what they went for. We're going to see a Wish. So they're going to Wish Pass into Zoro, probably. I think here, regardless what I do, I just click Psychic Noise to prevent the healing. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. So far, Sylveon's looking like it's more of a bulkier set. It could definitely be Specs with Wish. I've run that set before, so it could definitely be that. But that's looking a lot less likely now, so this is very interesting. If Hisuian Zoro comes in, it's going to take like a Psychic Noise. They're actually going to stay in. We go for the Psychic Noise here. A critical hit, that doesn't matter too much, I don't think. But now they're prevented from healing, which is great. We're going to see Baton Pass. Oh, good play to get around that. That's a really good play. Alright, so we're probably going to see the Zoroark come in if I had to guess. That makes the most sense. Really good play with the Wish Baton Pass. Mad respect to that. Drax, that is going to be the... that might be the real... Nope, that's definitely the Zoroark. Okay, so Zoroark's going to take some damage, which is fine. And, oh! Psychic Noise still works! Psychic Noise still works! Let's go! Oh my god, I actually didn't know that! Yo! Deoxys! I'm so glad I brought you! Psychic Noise, get rid of this thing, let's go! Holy crap, that's actually insane, bro. I didn't even know that. I didn't know that's how that worked. Holy crap, dude. Poltergeist, frick you, I have like a Sibberry. Haha, nice try. You're only gonna do a decent chunk of damage to me. Let's go! Alright, so yeah, that's fine. We eat that for days. Let's go. I'm glad I brought the Sibberry now, because this Zoroark should be dead. Let's go! Yes! Zoroark is down! Perfect start! This is amazing! Holy crap! We're not out of the woods yet, but this is phenomenal for me. That was a really fun Zoroark set for the record. But yeah, I am very glad about this. This is an amazing situation for me. Bro, Deoxys my goat. Deoxys defense my goat. Holy crap, dude. Such a good Mon. I think here they're going to be forced to go into Roaring Moon. And Dragon Dance does scare me a little bit. But we'll see what happens. They're definitely thinking, so I think they might be scared of going to Roaring Moon now because they can't KO me. They might think they don't KO me at this point, or they're calcing it. Roaring Moon, let's see, unfortunately we can't KO them. We don't have the Cassibberry anymore, so Knockoff should definitely still KO me. We're gonna see War Machine, which is gonna be this thing hit the field. Okay. I mean, Nightshade is still gonna do a chunk to you if you want to try to set up in my face. So, let's see, 190, I'm at 63%. I'm going to say frickin' and go for Nightshade. We're gonna see Agility. Okay, that's fine. This is probably weakness policy then, which is a bit scary, I won't lie, but I think this is okay. We're gonna go for Nightshade here, bada bing, bada boom. I think I just go for it again. If they start setting up Calm Minds, then this thing is going to be chipped even more. I'm not letting you set up a weakness policy in my face, friend. I'm not letting you do that. We have Conkeldurr with Mach Punch in the back. Like, we're chilling. Holy crap. We're gonna see Tachyon Cutter, so that's gonna do a decent chunk of damage. Critical hit, that's a bit unfortunate. Let's see here, 76. So, unfortunately, I think that crit is going to matter a little bit. We do fire off another Nightshade, which is great. I think they're gonna go for another Tachyon. I think that's my guess. So I think here I'm tempted to go into the Swampert. Yeah, I am gonna go into Swampert here every single time. Yeah, I think that's just my play. And then we'll probably see, like, Chestnut come in on a flip turn, which would make sense. And then I can honestly go back into Deoxys and click Recover. Iron Crown getting heavily chipped here is also very nice, especially for the Conkeldurr at this point. because, like, holy crap, Conkeldurr can just click buttons. We are going to see the swap actually from them. Very interesting. So let's see what wants to switch in here. We're going to see Vision. That's going to be Roaring Moon, I think. That is going to be Roaring Moon. Very interesting swap. So let's see here. Roaring Moon. I'm very tempted to stay in and just click Flip Turn. They might go for a knock here, but at the very least we'll get intel on the set, which is kind of what I'm hoping for at this point. I mean, it's definitely not Spec Sylveon. I really don't think it is. So I could just go for a Flip Turn here just to see what this thing wants to go for. I think I'm gonna slow Flip Turn. I'm gonna slow Flip Turn. They might knock me off here. No, they go for U-turn. I'm very glad I made this play then. Holy crap. Okay, so that did like up to 310, I believe. So it looks like that was probably a minimum roll. Let's see. Probably... I don't know, actually. I'm not too sure. It might be, looks like it might be Adamant. Yeah, it looks like it's probably Adamant Roaring Moon. That's my guess. We're gonna see Captain America hit the field again, which is going to be the Chestnut. That makes sense. So I can freely go into my Colossal. I could go into a couple of other mons here, honestly. We're see Rocky Helmet. Oh, no Rocky Helmet. Very interesting. I mean, I can just go back to Deoxys and recover, right? I think I can just do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Frick it. We could see Roaring Moon hit the field again, but that's fine. I just think here I just go for a recover. We're gonna see more lefties, which is fine. That's okay. It's still getting chipped. Spikes could be a bit annoying, so I do have to keep that in mind. Psychic Noise does 40 to 47% though. I'm gonna go for a recover. We are going to see the swap as well. They're definitely not wanting to take chip on that thing. Vision's going to be the Roaring Moon again. So we saw a U-turn last time. I'm tempted to go for another recover. So let's see here. Another recover. Let's see. Casidberry, assuming you are the Adamant, not Booster Energy. Knockoff to maximum of 63%. I believe I'm still out of range of that. I am still out of range of that. I think they're going to try to go for another U-turn here, so I'm going to click recover. We're going to see just a knockoff, actually. Okay, so that does a decent chunk of damage. We take it down to 76. So if we're back down to 76, that's about, well, that's exactly 50%. So we've seen knockoff and U-turn. I think I'm just going to click recover one more time. Yeah, they're just going to keep spamming knockoff. Okay, so they do get a bit of a higher roll this time, so that tells me it might be Adamant. Most likely, though, maybe it is Jolly and they just got a high roll. I think now they're going to click Flip Turn, but there's not really much I can do about it. You know what? I think this time they saw how much damage they did to me. I'm going to click recover one more time on the U-turn. No, they're just going to keep spamming knockoff. Very interesting. All right. I'm trying to catch them on a U-turn. That's kind of what I'm trying to catch them on, but it doesn't look like they're going to let me do that. So I think here I might have to just swap. I kind of wish Big Top was burned right now, but unfortunately it's not. I will go into Pinky, even if they go for U-turn now. All right, I'm going to go into Pinky. We're probably going to see U-turn if I had to guess, but even then, Clef is still okay. Let's see the knockoff. Okay, yeah, we just see another knockoff here. That's fine. That's going to do diddly squat to me now. I think they're going to go for a U-turn if I had to guess, so I think now I will go for a Wish. I doubt they stay in versus me. Yeah, we're going to see the hard swap, actually, so they didn't even go for U-turn that time. We're going to see Scarlet Witch. That's going to be the Sylveon, if I remember correctly. That is going to be the Sylveon, abso-freaking-lutely, taking more damage, which is also very nice. Alright, so Clefable, that's great. That's great for us. I think here I'm just going to go into Dio. DOD, let's go! We're going to go into Deoxys here, and then just click Psychic Noise on the Wish. Yep, that's fine. They could go into Roaring Moon here. If they go into Roaring Moon, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I am just going to click Psychic Noise just to prevent the Iron Crown from getting back up to full. Psychic Noise every single time. If we can make sure that Iron Crown doesn't get back up to full, then we are chilling. I am so glad K-Son told me to the Deoxys last minute. I was going to bring in DD to this game, and I am so glad I didn't. So shoutouts to K-Son for very last minute suggestion. Holy crap, let's go. We're gonna see the hard swap. We're probably gonna see Roaring Moon come in if I had to guess. It's gonna be Drax. No, that's gonna be Donphan actually. So Donphan, the real Donphan, is gonna come in on the field as we go for Psychic Noise, which is gonna do a chunk of damage to this thing. And by a chunk, I mean a decent chunk. Okay, let's see here. Does that tell me any intel from the set? Doesn't really tell me that much, unfortunately, but I think here I can just go into Volga. Yeah, I can just go into Volga here for free. We could see a spin here, which would make sense. I think here I just go for a Terra Blast for free. If Sylveon comes back in, I can go for a Heavy Slam, which would be pretty fun. We're gonna see rocks of their own, actually, so that's fine. Again, not the most ideal, but that's fine. If we can just get this thing off the... If we can get this thing off the field, then that's a phenomenon for me, because then if it just goes for Rapid Spin, then we can just get the rocks back up with Deoxys at some point. We could see Chestnut hit the field here. I have Flamethrower for it, so we could even see Roaring Moon hit the field on a Terra Blast, which they're probably expecting at this point. Yeah, we are gonna see the swap here. I'm really hoping to see Sylveon, because if I can Heavy Slam on that thing, then that thing is just gonna die. Perfect! Alright. Operation Nuke the Sylveon is in play. Alright, Operation Nuke Sylveon in play. Sylveon Yeah, you will absolutely die to a Heavy Slam. We're gonna see that looks like Citrus Berry. That's fine. I do not care. I'm clicking Heavy Slam on you, and you are dead. Heavy Slam, I don't care if you go for Wish at this point. I want this thing dead. They could go into Crown at this point, but I have answers for Crown. I still have answers for Crown. We're gonna see Hyper Voice. This thing is dead. Holy crap. That's a crit. That's fine. I don't care. This thing is basically dead. Boom. It's almost dead. Never mind. But that is fine by me. I kind of want to predict the Wish now, so I think I'm actually going to double into Dio. I want to try to predict the Wish passing, so that way I can make sure that this thing doesn't recover more HP. We will go ahead and swap out back into Dio, and if they go for Hyper Voice, that's fine. I can just go for a Psychic Noise next turn, or even the Nightshade, so that's fine. Let's see what they go for here. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see Wish. Yep, they do go for Wish. Nice try. I'm not letting you get that Iron Crown in for free. I go for Psychic Noise every single time. I don't care. Even if we see Roaring Moon hit the field, that is fine. I honestly do not care. We're gonna see Vision. That is the Roaring Moon. Don't care. I made sure that Dawn Fan and Iron Crown didn't get HP recovery. And it's slowly taking, it'll start slowly continuing to take more chip, which is always very nice as well. We can always tank a hit versus this mod as well. We've learned that, so we can just go for a Nightshade on a U-turn. Big Top looks so free right now, dude. Holy crap. My new goal now is to get Big Top in. The question just becomes what allows me to do that. I think, okay. I need Deoxys still alive. I think I have to go into Clef here, even if they go for U-turn. If they go for U-turn, that's fine. I can always just Wish Protect, or Wish Pass into something. I need to get Conkeldurr in here, though, because Conkeldurr right now looks so solid. We are going to see the U-turn. I was afraid of that. Critical hit as well. They keep landing the critical hits. That again, though, I'm okay with that. We could see the Sylveon come in. War Machine, that's Crown. Okay, so that's fine. That makes sense. We are going to see some chip. I go into I Like Kip every single time. Yep, we go ahead and make the swap here. We could see, like, maybe a Volt Switch. I don't know if they go for that here. We are going to go into I Like Kip. And then I'm just going to go for Flip Turn because I can and I want to. Let's see, Tachyon Cutter, that's going to do Dilly Squat to me. Yep, that does barely any damage to me. Holy crap. And now I just go for a Flip Turn into Conkeldurr. Let's set up that Conkeldurr, sweet baby. Let's do it. I mean, even if Chestnut comes in here, what can Conkeldurr do to a Chestnut? I mean, Facade goes absolutely ham against it. So, yeah. Yeah, we are going to see the hard swap, obviously. My guess is Chestnut's coming in here. Captain America, that I believe that is the Chestnut. Yep, that is the Chestnut. That's fine by me. Honestly, I could even just go into Colossal here. Do I want to go into my other mon yet? I guess not. Plus, Flamethrower is very free here at this point, so I am tempted to do that play. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go into Colossal here. If we can get rid of this thing, then that'd be phenomenal. So I'm just immediately going to pressure this thing out. And if Roaring Moon comes in, it can possibly get burned, and then we literally win the game. So, yeah. I go for Flamethrower here every single time. No reason for me not to at this point. If Donphan comes in, it dies to a Terra Blast. If Chestnut stays in, it dies to this Flamethrower. If Sylveon comes in, it dies to the Flamethrower. If Iron Crown comes in, it dies to the Flamethrower. If Roaring Moon comes in, it can very easily get burned, and then we literally win the game. I'm curious now, actually. Let me see Colossal U-turn. U-turn doesn't even KO me. Holy crap, U-turn doesn't KO me. So we're gonna see the hard swap here. That's fine. Oh, I'm so tempted to click Flamethrower again if Vision... Yeah, it's gonna be the Roaring Moon. If Roaring Moon comes back in and they... Yeah, honestly, ooh, do I go for... Oh, God. Oh, I'm so tempted to click Flip... I'm so tempted to stay in. Let's see. We get the Flamethrower off. That's nice. We don't get the burn, unfortunately. Oh my god, I'm so tempted to go ahead and try and get a kill. I'm trying to figure out the reason I don't do that. I can't risk them going for a knockoff here. I cannot risk that. You know what, frick it, I'm gonna go for Flamethrower. I'm gonna go for Flamethrower. We do see the U-turn, that's fine. We live because Colossal's a freaking beast. Let's go! I really wish I was Flame Body now, because that would have been so fire if that procs. I also need to... I can also possibly get my Wish passing off on Colossal too, but something literally just comes in and is forced to die to the Flamethrower, or even Donphan is forced to come in and die as well. And we might not... I'm curious to see if we're in range of a Rapid Spin. We probably are. 10%, I'm assuming that is the case. Donphan. Let's see, Rapid Spin. Yes, we are barely in range, unfortunately. Actually, no, it might not be. It depends on the spread. Holy crap. So we're going to see Drax. This is going to be the Donphan hitting the field. That's fine by me. We are going to go for the Flamethrower. Bada bing, bada boom. Holy crap, that's almost a dead Donphan. And we get the burn now. Holy crap, I'm so sorry. We live. We live in a we live at, like, a Rapid Spin here. I mean, Donphan wasn't the thing that I wanted to get burned, but, I mean, I'm still gonna take it. I think I go into Kip. I think I'm going to go into Kip here. I don't know fully how I feel about this. I do still kind of like Colossal in this game, though, so I think I'm going to try to save it. I don't know if this is the right play, though. I think here what I'm going to do, I flip turn, yeah, we are going to see the Rapid Spin. I flip turn into my freaking, whatchamacallit. I flip turn into Conkeldurr. Yeah, so Drax gets hurt by the burn. I'm going to go ahead and click flip turn, and I'm going to get my Conkeldurr in here. And again, if we can get rocks back up with frickin' my other Mon, then we are doing big work. We're gonna see an EQ here, that's fine. Honestly, I could even just go Dio. Do I go Dio here? Yeah, so Donphan goes down here. I think, you know what, I'm gonna go Dio. The reason I'm gonna go Dio here is because of the fact that I can force either the Iron Crown to take damage, it forces Roaring Moon in, I can tank anything that thing wants to throw at me, and then, yeah, I'm just gonna set my rocks back up, actually. I think that's more valuable here. Again, my freaking Conkeldurr endgame looks so good right now, dude. Literally, if Chestnut is weakened down enough, we win the game. And as long as we can keep Sylveon and Iron Crown in chip range. Vision, that's fine. I am okay with that. I'm setting up my rocks. I don't care. Let's set up my rocks. We also need to keep in mind, we've seen knockoff U-turn. We've seen, that's all we've seen so far. So it could be DD, which is something we do have to keep in mind. But we also still have the Conkeldurr in the back with Mach Punch, so you can't set up for free. We are going to see just a knockoff here. That's fine. We live it every single time. Let's see here. We get our rocks back up. I am more than happy with that. I think we're just going to see another knock. I'm going to go into Pinky. If we see a U-turn, that's fine. Yep, we're going to go ahead and swap out here. We could see a U-turn, but if we do, that's fine. We're going to go into Clef. Let's see the U-turn. No, we see knock. Perfect. I go for a wish. Wish here every single time. We're doing okay, boys. We're doing okay. We are going to see the hard swap here. We're probably going to see Sylveon or the Crown. Either or makes a lot of sense. We're going to see War Machine. That is going to be the Crown. Okay. All right, and this thing's at red. Okay, so I think what I do here, I think I'm just going to click Protect. Yeah, I click Protect every single time, I think, here. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we've seen Tachyon. We've seen Agility. That's all we've seen so far. This thing could definitely be a stored power set, and I have a feeling it is. So we just have to be very careful about how we play the rest of this. I also need to try to get Deoxys in on a Sylveon or a Chestnut, particularly so that I can get a fast recover off. All right, we go for the Protect. Let's see if they went for agility or an attack. They probably went for an attack if I had to guess. They're gonna see Terra Blast. Okay, so we do just see a Terra Blast, which means it's probably water or fighting. It's definitely not steel if they have Terra Blast. I am more than okay with this. All right, our wish came true. That's great. Fantastic. I think here I'm just going to go into Coal. I think I have to let Coal go down here now. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go into Coal. And if they go for like an agility or a Calm Mind, that's fine. I think this is okay. We're still okay, boys. All right, so we're going to let Colossal go down here to the Tachyon. Okay. Honestly, I could go into Spec. This is a pretty free Spectrier swap. I could also go Big Top and just click a button. I could do that too. You know what, frickin', let's play aggressive. Let's get that frickin' Chestnut in here and weaken down. I'm just gonna set up a substitute here. They definitely don't want me to get the boost off. They're probably thinking I'm going to go for a Shadow Ball. I think they're going to switch into Chestnut here. I set up a substitute and I am chilling. And if they stay in and go for Tachyon, that's still fine as well. Or even if they go Roaring Moon, that's also fine. Again, as long as Chestnut gets chipped, and it doesn't have Synthesis, Conkeldurr can just win this game. We're gonna see Captain America. That makes sense. So it definitely has Bulletproof, which obviously definitely makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and set up a substitute here. I really wish I had my Nasty Plot now, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna go for a Draining Kiss here. Let's get some intel on this set. I think they have to break the substitute here because they don't want to see a Nasty Plot, so I don't think they're gonna Synthesis here. I'd be shocked if they did anyways. I would be really shocked. All right, I go for a Draining Kiss. We go for the Draining Kiss here. Bada bing, bada boom. Get back up to basically full HP. Ooh, you're in range. You are in range of another one, my friend. You are in range of another one. You absolutely look like you're in range of another one. We're going to see a knock. I am going to click Draining Kiss again. Substitute faded. That's fine. Regardless, you're in range. I'm just going to force you to either swap to save this thing for Conkeldurr, or I'm just going to, yeah, I just click Draining Kiss here again. I'm clicking it again. Draining Kiss, bada bing, bada boom. Yes! Chestnut is dead. I think we win the game now. Rest in peace, Captain America. And we are at +1, which is amazing. Holy crap, dude, this was such a wild game. We know Roaring Moon isn't Scarfed because we've seen it change moves, so we are fine. And I mean, even if we haven't, we still go into Conkeldurr immediately and click Mach Punch and win the game that way. We're gonna see Vision. That is going to be the Roaring Moon. You could be Scarf here. If you are Scarf, you are not a threat to me. I think here every single time I'm just going to click Draining Kiss. I do not care if you're Scarf at this point because this brings in Conkeldurr for free and Conkeldurr wins me the game. Y'all, I'm beginning to think Spectrier isn't actually mid. I'm beginning to think Spectrier isn't mid, guys. I think I might be wrong about Spectrier. Lock yourself into knockoff. If you don't have a Scarf, if you have a Scarf, you should be going for knockoff here every single time. They are Scarfs, so they go for the knockoff here, that's fine. I immediately go into my Conkeldurr and I just click Mach Punch. Or even, no, I just click Drain Punch actually. I click Drain Punch here every single time. Let's go Big Top, we win the game. We get burned here, we go for the Drain Punch. Oh, we actually don't get burned here yet. Ooh. I mean, you still die to a Mach Punch. I'm going for Mach Punch. It's either Crown or Sylveon, man. If you want to save this thing, it's either Crown or Sylveon. Ideally, Sylveon. Sylveon would be best case scenario here. Mach Punch, we do see the Roaring Moon go down. Sorry, I was mid-sip. Alright, let's go. Alright, and we are burned now. So if Sylveon comes in, I'm still clicking Mach Punch every single time. I think after Rock, Sylveon will be in range. If they go for a Wish, then they're like, that's still fine. We are gonna see Scarlet Witch here. I think they have to go for the KO if they're going to go for it now. And yeah. Oh, you're absolutely in range of a Mach Punch. You are going to die to this now. All right, so Spectre couldn't clutch up because of the scarf on the Roaring Moon, which makes sense why they were able to U-turn earlier. But, and like why they weren't able to U-turn earlier, why they just immediately hard swapped after knockoff. Excuse me, sorry. So I could have saved Spectre here, but again, like, my win con at this point, like, I had multiple win cons here, so we should be fine. Yo, I'm so glad I brought Dio. Let's go! Sylveon's down, Iron Crown's the only Pokemon remaining, and we can pick up the KO against that with another Mach Punch. Let's go. Bro, this is phenomenal. Holy crap. It feels great to see Colossal actually get the chance to pop off again. Colossal hasn't really had the chance to do that recently, so I'm very glad to see that here. Mach Punch, bada bing, bada boom. Even if we see the Terra, we win the game. And we're moving on to finals, baby! Let's go! And I believe in finals, I know Gravy is in semis right now. I don't know if, I can't remember who the other person is. The other person is, in fact, Zomb. So it's either going to be Zomb or Gray. We made it to finals, baby. Let's go. GG's to my opponent. Holy crap. I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe my mid-horse team is making finals. That is crazy to me, y'all. But I will gladly take it. This is absolutely another one of those situations where literally everything, like, I learned how to use the team later on in the league, because I started this out, I did not think I was going to make playoffs for a while there. And then all of a sudden, bada bing, bada boom, things fell into place and I made playoffs. So, like, this is a very similar situation to, like, my first season in SDA, where I, like, went 1-4, and then I all of a sudden went 5-4 because I won the rest of my games because I finally understood how to use my team. The exact same thing is happening here, especially with Deoxys Defense. Holy crap, I love that Mon. Once again, GG's to my opponent. What a fantastic game. I am so hyped. I can't believe we made finals. Oh my god, that's insane. Please be sure to check out my opponent's channel down in the description below, as well as their side of the battle. I cannot wait to watch it personally. And yeah, without any further ado, I think that's going to be it. So thank you all sincerely so insanely much for watching this game. I really, really hope you all enjoyed. We'll see you in finals, baby. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace out, mates.